Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Zara, and this is Blake. We are English teachers, and we are here today to help you talk about your future plans with confidence and clarity.
Today, we are going to learn how to talk about your plans for the coming year, specifically for 2026. This is a very common and useful topic in English conversation.
Do you sometimes feel nervous or confused when English speakers ask you about your future plans? Maybe you know what you want to say in your language, but the English words feel difficult or unclear. That feeling is very normal.
By the end of this lesson, you will know exactly which words to use, which sentence patterns work best, and how to sound natural and confident when you discuss your future intentions with other people.
So, Blake, let me ask you something to start. Have you started thinking about 2026 yet? Do you have any plans or ideas forming in your mind for the new year?
Yes, I have been thinking about 2026 quite a lot recently. I plan to improve my cooking skills because right now I eat the same meals again and again, and I feel a bit bored with my food. I also want to take a photography course because I enjoy taking pictures, but I don't really understand the camera settings, so my photos are not as good as I want them to be.
Those sound like wonderful plans, Blake. I have some plans too. I'm going to start learning Spanish because many of my friends speak Spanish, and I feel left out when we have group conversations and everyone is speaking Spanish together. I also want to read more books instead of spending so much time on my phone before I go to bed at night.
Reading more books is a great goal, Zara. What kind of books do you enjoy reading? Do you prefer long novels or shorter books?
I prefer short story collections because I can finish one complete story in a single evening, and that feels very satisfying to me. When I finish a story, I feel a sense of accomplishment.
I completely agree with you. I find long novels intimidating because I forget the earlier chapters by the time I reach the end of the book. Short stories feel more manageable and less stressful for me.
Blake, why do you think people make plans at the beginning of a new year? What is special about this time that makes us want to change things or start something new?
I think New Year's feel like fresh starts, similar to the feeling of opening a new notebook at school where all the pages are clean and empty. This psychological feeling makes people more motivated to try new things or to change old habits that they don't like anymore.
That's a really good point. I think having clear plans gives people direction and purpose, especially when daily life can feel repetitive or boring. Also, when you talk about your plans with friends or family, it creates accountability. Once you tell someone your goal, you feel more pressure to actually do it because they might ask you about your progress later.
You're absolutely right about accountability. Last year, I told my brother I would start running regularly, and because my brother kept asking me about my progress every week, I actually followed through and ran for several months. Without his questions, I might have stopped after just 2 weeks.
That's wonderful, Blake. Your story shows that having support from other people makes difficult goals feel more achievable and realistic. We don't have to do everything alone.
Zara, I want to be honest about something. Making plans is easier than keeping them. Have you ever made a plan that you didn't complete or that failed after a short time?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I have made many plans that failed, particularly exercise plans. I tend to set goals that are too ambitious from the very start. Last year, I planned to go to the gym 5 days per week, but after 2 weeks, I felt completely exhausted and I quit. Looking back now, I think starting with smaller, more realistic goals might work better, such as going to the gym just twice per week initially.
I completely understand that feeling. I had a very similar experience. I once planned to wake up at 5 in the morning every single day to study English before work, but I felt tired all day long, and eventually I stopped after maybe 3 weeks. I learned that adjusting my plan to wake up at 6:30 instead made the goal much more sustainable and realistic for my lifestyle.
That's a smart adjustment, Blake. How long did you maintain that adjusted schedule? Were you able to keep it going for a longer period of time?
Yes, I kept it going for almost 4 months before my work schedule changed and I had to adjust again.
Blake, I want to mention something important. Not all plans need to be serious or focused on self-improvement. Some plans can be purely for enjoyment or relaxation. For example, you might plan to visit a new cafe in your city, plan to watch a movie series you've been curious about, or plan to call an old friend you haven't spoken to in months.
I love that perspective, Zara. Small, enjoyable plans can actually improve daily happiness more than big, ambitious goals that feel stressful. I plan to try cooking one new recipe every month in 2026 because trying new foods makes me feel adventurous and it doesn't require much time or money. It's simple, but exciting for me.
That's a perfect example. I actually plan to join a book club at my local library because it combines my reading goal with social interaction. This way, reading doesn't feel isolated or lonely. I'll be reading and meeting people at the same time, which makes the activity more enjoyable overall.
That sounds wonderful. Are you nervous about joining a group of strangers? I think I would feel a bit anxious about that.
Honestly, yes, I feel a little anxious about it, but I believe that shared interests help conversations flow more easily and naturally. When people share the same interest, talking becomes less difficult. Everyone, we are now going to focus on specific vocabulary words that are extremely useful when you talk about plans and future intentions. These words will help you express your ideas more clearly and naturally.
These words appear constantly in everyday English conversations, so learning them will immediately improve your speaking confidence. Let's start with some important words together.
The first word is goal. A goal is something you want to achieve in the future. For example, my goal is to save money this year. A goal gives you a clear target or direction.
The next word is plan. A plan is an idea about what you will do, often with specific steps or details. For example, I have a plan to visit my family next month. Plans are more detailed than simple wishes.
Now let's learn intention. An intention is what you want or mean to do, even if you haven't decided all the details yet. For example, my intention is to eat healthier food. Intentions show your general direction.
Another useful word is improve. Improve means making something better than it was before. For example, I want to improve my English speaking skills. When you improve, you move from a lower level to a higher level.
Let's learn achieve. Achieve means successfully reaching a goal or completing something difficult. For example, she achieved her dream of becoming a teacher. Achievement requires effort and time.
The word realistic is very important. Realistic means something that is possible and sensible, not too difficult or impossible. For example, it's important to set realistic goals. Realistic goals help you succeed.
Now we have give up. Give up means to stop trying or to quit something. For example, don't give up on your plans too easily. Giving up is the opposite of continuing.
Another phrase is stick to. Stick to means continuing to follow a plan or decision without changing. For example, I want to stick to my exercise routine. When you stick to something, you stay committed.
Let's learn look forward to. This means feeling excited or happy about something that will happen in the future. For example, I look forward to spending time with friends. This phrase shows positive anticipation.
Finally, make progress is important. Make progress means slowly getting better or moving closer to a goal. For example, even if you make small progress every day, it's still important. Progress doesn't have to be fast. Blake, everyone, we are now going to review everything we covered in this lesson to help you remember and solidify your learning. Let's go through the main points together.
Today, you heard examples of personal plans, like improving cooking skills or learning a new language. We discussed why people make plans at the start of a new year, and we talked about challenges that often prevent people from keeping their plans. We also explored the idea that plans can be both serious and simple.
We used key sentence patterns throughout the lesson. Phrases like I plan to, I want to, I'm going to, and my goal is to are foundational for expressing future intentions. These structures will help you sound natural and confident when you talk about your plans.
Let's review the vocabulary list one more time. We learned goal, plan, intention, improve, achieve, realistic, give up, stick to, look forward to, and make progress. I encourage you to write these words down or review them multiple times this week.
Remember, talking about plans in English will feel easier with practice. Making mistakes is a completely normal part of language learning that every successful learner experiences. Be patient with yourself and keep practicing.
Now, everyone, this is the question of the day. This is an opportunity for you to practice writing in English by answering a simple question in the comments section below this video.
Here is the question, and I will read it slowly and clearly. What is one small plan you have for 2026? Think about something simple and achievable.
Let me give you some model answers to help you get started. You could write something like, I plan to drink more water every day. That's simple and clear.
Here's another example. I want to learn 10 new English words every week. You can also write something like, my plan is to call my family more often.
Please answer honestly and simply. There are no wrong answers. We want to hear about your real plans, even if they seem small or ordinary to you.
Writing your answer will help you practice using the vocabulary and sentence patterns we taught today. Don't worry about making mistakes.
Thank you so much for watching this entire lesson and for investing your time in improving your English skills. We really appreciate your commitment to learning.
If you found this lesson helpful, please click the like button below this video. This helps other English learners discover this content more easily through the algorithm.
Subscribing to our channel ensures you never miss new lessons. Think of it as a way to build a consistent learning habit rather than relying on chance or memory.
We encourage you to write your answer to the question of the day in the comments. Reading other learners' answers can inspire new ideas and create a wonderful sense of community among all of us.
Learning English is a long journey that requires patience and consistent effort. We are genuinely excited about seeing you again in our next lesson and continuing this learning journey together.
Goodbye, everyone, and we wish you great success with your 2026 plans, both in English learning and in your personal life. Take care, and see you very soon.